Welcome to number one local sports podcast in Central Florida. This is Sandlot Sports. I am Adam Capperson. I'm here with BJ Thomas and BJ. Super Bowl set.
Yes.
So I'll let you do the AFC first.
Oh, I was pulling for the Broncos. The Patriots at this point.
I think you and pretty much everyone outside of the Northeast was pulling for the Broncos.
Yeah.
So, and I'm gonna say this. I know it sounds like I'm tooting my horn because I am. I've been saying it for several weeks. These coaches outthink themselves. And Sean Payton, when it was like 4th and 1 in the second quarter, when it was 7-0, take the points. And this isn't like, hey, hindsight, no. Like you're having a witness of this. I put it in the group chat when he went for it and didn't get me, and even before it didn't work. Take the points. It was going to be a defensive game. You get whatever points you can. Yes, field goals were not chip shots, but you're in there with a third string quarterback against a good defense. You're up by 1 score. You can make it 2. Take the points. Take the field goal.
They want to be fancy.
Yep. And I know this is my fault, kind of, because I'm a Lions fan, but this is the damn Campbell-anization of the NFL. Of if it's 4th and 3 and I have to go for it. No, you don't.
Well, the problem with the analytics is it doesn't account for the feel of the game.
Yeah.
It only goes strictly by the numbers and not how the defense feels, how their offense feels, things like that. And it's just that's kind of what separates the good coaches from the average ones.
Yep. You have to, Bill Belichick should be a Hall of Famer, but we'll get to that. He said you have to understand situational football. You have to understand what the game is, what it's going to be, and what it's going to matter. If that was going to be an offensive explosion like the NFC game was, yes, sure. Take whatever you can get because you need as many points as you can get. In a defensive game, if you got a chance to score, I don't care if it's 1, 2, or 3 points, you take it. And it's almost like these coaches have forgotten how to coach defensive ball games, field position games.
It shows, that's for sure.
Yeah. The dude's like 120 years old, and he coaches like it. But Kirk Ferentz is a good example. Iowa in college, they'll run out 8, 9, 10 wins sometimes by doing exactly that, by playing field position football, understanding, like, look, a kick is a good play.
Look, you're not going to use that example. He has one good team a decade and can't score any more than 13 points on every given fucking weekend. He's a one-trick pony who's never adapted.
Fair.
Yeah, so that doesn't.
But then you've got the other end of the spectrum.
So now we're celebrating Jason Garrett and Mike Tomlins. Yes, 8-8. Fuck yeah.
Hell, Jeff Fisher.
We scored 2 touchdowns this weekend. Fuck yeah.
But the flip side is you get the other side of the spectrum with Dan Campbell, and you go for it on every single third down, every single 4th down. There has to be a middle ground.
Well, there used to be, as the football we grew up watching.
Fair. I didn't pull the numbers. I don't know how many fourth down conversions Bill Walsh would go for in a season. I'm sure it was less than 20.
It used to be a big deal to see that.
Yeah.
It is not anymore. It is not.
And watching Ben Johnson flub his way through the playoffs because he can't get out of his own way because he has to go for it every 4th down. And then watching Sean Payton do the same, it's like, guys, just understand, like you said yourself, understand the feel of the game. The feel of the game, the momentum, what type of game it's going to be is not on a piece of paper.
No.
It's in your head. It's in your gut. Understand what's going on. So, other than that, to me, there really wasn't anything to take away from that game. Denver's defense played lights out like they knew they needed to. New England did just enough, and they won. Drake May didn't look great, didn't need to.
I thought Stidham played well.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if he's on that team next year.
he. You think it's gonna be Matt Flynn?
I think he can play better than Kyler Murray.
That's true. I mean, there's probably 10 teams in the league that this Stidham could start for today. I mean, you think he'd be a starter on the Jets?
What option do they have?
Right now, it's Brady Cook, Tyrod Taylor, and Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, sure. Throw him out there.
What about the Browns and their Pro Bowl quarterback?
That's weird. It's like I put in the group chat. It just makes sense for the NFL to put somebody with the most Instagram likes in the game. The game's so terrible.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't even know they still played the game.
I stopped watching when they stopped doing those individual competitions. The throwing stuff, the agility stuff. Like, that used to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because they might not be out there 100%, but when the money starts to kick in, and they know they're in the top three, then you start to see something a little different from those top three guys. You're like, oh, okay, you guys were pulling punches a minute ago.
Okay.
So that's always been fun. I used to love the throwing thing, the distance throwing, the accuracy throwing, all that stuff. Like, that was always a blast.
Oh yeah, I remember Dan Marino would just destroy the read and react.
The problem is there's just a different, like, I hate to say sound like an old guy and say respect for the game, but they'd want to go out there and play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they didn't want to get embarrassed.
I mean, Sean Taylor would go out there and literally hit people like he was supposed to as a football player.
He shouldn't have been allowed in those games. He can get the Pro Bowl, but you don't get to play.
You're too dangerous.
Yeah, you're too dangerous. You don't understand.
It's like the big kid playing Pop Warner.
Yeah. You can tackle somebody, you can knock the shit out of them. In most plays, you have an option.
He just chose the second.
He always took option B. Matter of fact, I think he would have reorganized those options and always take option A.
There's an option B? What?
Why is knocking the shit out of somebody's second place to tackle them? Switch those around.
No, but yeah, you're right. I think Stidham showed that he's competent.
Yeah, he played well.
Yeah.
He played well. You put him in a good system, good coach, some talent around him, he might be able to hold you till you get a draft pick or something.
And not only that, but give him a training camp. Because I made the comment last week.
I don't think he's going to the playoffs, but I'm talking about he could be the next Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
He can make career backup, make some money, hold some teams over until people get healthy or whatever.
Yeah, but he came in off, basically a week to prep, and played pretty darn well. You give him a training camp. Let's say Vegas, for example. They say, fuck it, we're going to pick Fernando Mendoza, number one, but we're going to bring in Stidham to start while Mendoza kind of gets up to speed.
They can't throw that many back shoulder fades in the NFL anymore.
You're not wrong.
I don't think he's going to be that good of a quarterback.
I don't think so either.
I hate to beat the phrase to death tonight, but apparently we're covering him. He just seems like a one-trick pony. But he can do a few things. He can throw back shoulder fades, and he might be serviceable, but I just don't see him being a first-round pick type guy.
I see
He's
him
like a fourth-round quarterback.
I could see him being a Kirk Cousins. Not a number one draft pick. Absolutely not. But a guy that's in the league for 10 to 15 years.
And I hope I'm wrong. I don't wish bad on these kids. You know what I mean? I just, from what I've seen in the playoffs and stuff, like, I don't know. Their offense seemed kind of simple.
because it was.
That's what it feels like. And
I mean,
you know what's scary is it's set up for people to come in for 1 year and understand it and play it well.
hmm well, and that's Signetti's thing is
Yeah.
here's our system, execute it well. Don't make mistakes. Don't beat yourself. Keep your blocks. Don't miss tackles, and you will succeed.
All right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, it's successful. But to your point, it may not set these kids up to be a number one.
NFL players, yeah,
Yeah,
it just doesn't.
because like I said, I mean, I see Mendoza kind of bouncing around, having a long career, but not a long successful career. Same with Omar Cooper, bouncing around, having you know money, a career, but not a pro level, not greatest of all times.
All right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I would take that.
No. Yeah.
Hell,
He
you
played.
you sign me up to be Matt Castle. I would take
Yeah.
that every day of the week.
I could be Matt Castle for a while.
Fuck yeah.
Pardon me.
So I mean, yeah. But going back to the actual game, that's about all I need to say about New England Denver. Defensive game,
That's all.
yeah.
The
What
weather played a big factor in that. I think had the snow not been so bad, Denver probably would have won that game at the end.
probably.
You know, I just and I'm not making excuses. That's part of the game. That's why I love football. Is they don't stop. They don't stop for a snowstorm. Like, no, we will play.
Yep.
If there's not lightning, we'll do this.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm glad you said that. I do want to address what I've heard and seen online because it drives me up a fucking wall. Football's meant to be played outdoors.
Yeah, I really
Deal with it.
put him inside, make him the best. No, that's not
No,
how. You
no,
know,
no, 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 no.
that's not what this game. That's not what it came from.
No.
It's supposed to be a hard nosed game. You just play in whatever situation's out there.
I don't care if it's sprinkling, if there's a downpour, if
No,
it's snowing, if there's a windstorm, which happens in Chicago, you deal with it. Because you
it
know
is what
why?
it is.
Both teams have to deal with it.
Exactly. Now, the only thing I don't like is the extreme heat, and that's why I don't have a problem with the domes down south.
That's fair. Because that's a
Um,
health thing.
it's a health thing. I worry about that with those guys. These guys are bigger, faster, stronger than the people before them. It's only getting hotter down here. It feels like. So like Tampa, New Orleans. Like if Tampa had a dome, I wouldn't be upset. If Miami had a dome, I wouldn't be upset. But the only problem is, to be honest, that's only for like 2 games.
hmm
That's the trick.
Yeah.
Those first 2 games are tough.
Well,
Jacksonville, Tampa, Miami.
I, I'm actually going through my head all the teams in the South where it's hot.
Yeah.
Texas, Atlanta.
Cold, you can close the roof in Dallas and Houston.
Yep.
You can close the roof in Arizona.
In, Atlanta has a dome.
Atlanta has a dome.
New Orleans has a dome.
LA, I'm pretty sure, is a dome.
You can close it. You
Yeah,
can close.
Las Vegas.
Yeah. So the only state where it's a problem is Florida.
Because we're dumb. We're dumb. Just come down here and die. Come down here and die. I dare you. First of all, when you get to the state, you have to learn how to breathe water.
Yes.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. Is like you have to learn how to breathe with vapor in the air. And then you haven't stood outside in the sun. Short story. I was talking to a girl who moved down here from Long Island. We went to the beach. She's like, "Oh, I'd like to go to the beach." And I was like, "Well, look, there's only 2 ways I go to the beach. You see this skin. There's only 2 ways I go to the beach. I either get a hotel room for the night, so I have somewhere to get out,
hmm
or we're bringing a canopy." And she's, we'd only been talking to each other for a little bit, so she's like, "Well, I don't want to get a hotel room." I said, "I completely understand
No,
that,
but
but I'm just telling you, either we're gonna have somewhere to go, I'm not going. Like, she's like, why? I was like, you haven't been under the sun. I said, you can go, you can lay on the Long Island beach all day.
Not here.
Yeah, and you'll get some sunburn. You'll
Yeah.
get burned up there, but down here you'll be burned by 11. You'll be
And that's if you go out at 9.
badly. You can be badly burned by 11.
Yeah.
So like, what we did is we got the canopy, and she's like, I think this is a great idea, and I was like, yeah, I fucking know. I know.
Yeah.
That's why I suggested it.
Yeah.
I've been down here since I was a kid. Like the first sunburn I got down here, I almost wanted to like go just walk to New York, just leave. I'm going back.
I
I'll deal with
remember
snow.
I remember growing up, my parents were like, "Hey, we're going to go to Eaton's Beach." Okay, beach close to Leesburg. Not thinking much of it. Obviously my mom lathered me in sunscreen. Wasn't
Right.
paying much attention. We were out there all day because you could be.
Did, and of course it was the 80s or 90s, so you didn't reapply.
No, 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 no.
No,
And I
I'm
got
going now.
home and I turned on the water as cold as I could.
That's a mistake. That's a mistake too.
Like, oof, oof. It still hurts.
Mm, mm.
If if y'all don't are not down here, you do not understand. And I will tell you this, Florida is one extreme or the other because in the summer you can go out and you could fry like a damn turkey, or even if you're not like in the sun, if you're just outside, you might just die of heat stroke because you're dehydrate. And on the flip side, you got right now, my computer tells me it's 37 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Okay, that's cool. It's, jacket weather, maybe a sweatshirt. But no, no, no. 37 in Florida is not 37 in New York.
It's different. It's I don't know. You wear it down here, like
Yeah,
it's crisp up there. You can feel your nose like cracking and getting ready to bleed. You know, it gets dry. Everything gets dry. But down here, it's not like that. It's just something different.
it's the humidity.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. But I'm just
Yeah.
talking about the feel.
Oh, yeah. And you have not lived in Florida until you walk out of a building. Nice. Hey, I've been inside in the air conditioning all day, and you walk out and you walk to your car. And in the walk from the door to your car, you start sweating.
Here's the thing: a lot of people don't understand. You can sweat in your house after a shower.
Yes.
Like a lot of people don't grasp that.
Like like you can be out doing yard work and like, okay, I stink. I need to go to get a shower. After your shower, you basically have to hang out under the fan for about 15 minutes just to
Well,
cool off.
the key is you have to get to room temperature before you take the shower. You have to come in the house. You have to stop sweating and let your body get used to the house. Then you can take a shower and you won't sweat afterwards.
No,
If
it's
you go into the shower sweating, you're coming out sweating.
because your body can't cool down. It's just different. And to your point, the games in September, the football games in September down here. I feel sorry for those guys.
Oh yeah, I don't know how they do it.
I don't know. And it's not just being out there in the heat for 3 hours. It's being out there in the heat and humidity for 3 hours with all like 20 or 30 pounds of pads on you.
Trying your hardest.
Yeah. Running full sprint sometimes.
Trying
So
your hardest.
yeah. I don't want to hear anyone complain about the weather. Sorry, it's part of the game.
It is. I get it.
Yeah. But it's funny, I didn't hear anyone complain about the weather in the Los Angeles Seattle game. It was cold.
Yeah, but there wasn't the snow there. Like the cold slows you down a bit, but the snow's just that added layer. And it looked like at the end of that game where it was getting to like a few inches of snow on the ground.
Hmm.
So I mean, but the Seattle game, phew, Seahawks played a good football game.
Yeah. And I'm going to ask you this question. Just how badly did Carolina and New York screw up Sam Darnold?
I'll tell you one thing. I'd be embarrassed if I was any of those coaches and the GMs, because it's not just the strategy. You have to put players around people too. So like, thoroughly embarrassed though.
Yes.
I mean, this kid's in the Super Bowl
Yeah.
with basically one wide receiver and two running backs.
Yep.
The tight Barner's been good though at tight end though.
But I say I can
To be
I
fair,
can name
yeah.
the tight end from Seattle because he was the backup at Michigan.
Who's their
That
second receiver?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
Like I'm gonna pull it up here. Oh, okay. Here are the three starting wide
Oh,
receivers.
Shaheen Rashid.
Yep.
He's one of them. Cooper Cup.
Yeah.
He just clicked in my head.
So
I mean,
basically,
that's pretty solid.
a trade deadline pickup
Yeah,
and
a guy
and
with chronic knee problems.
a Cooper Cup who's aged outside of what we remember Cooper Cup as.
Yeah,
Still good, but he's not Super Bowl MVP-esque Cooper Cup.
boy, I know Jerry is burning with Demarcus Lawrence in the Super Bowl. Burning, because he said when he left Dallas, he goes, "I knew I'd never win a Super Bowl here." Oh shit! Oh shit, Jerry. Damn, Jerry.
But
You better let Demarcus come back and take a look at this roster, because he was able to look at a roster and be like, they're going to the Super Bowl,
mhm.
and then sign to them and are now in the Super Bowl.
Well, and that's an interesting point of it's not just players, it's this system around those players and understanding the coaching staff of getting the right players in the right positions at the right time.
That is tough,
Yeah. But
Jerry. Tough shit, Jerry.
but that's what a general manager is supposed to do. You're supposed to be able to evaluate talent or have your scouts evaluate talent properly, hire the right scouts, and find the players that fit the system that you believe is going to work. And don't just sign players based on name.
Yeah, that'd be an idea. I like what Jerry did mid-season, though. We'll just have to see if Schottenheimer looks like the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about him more than anything, he's assembling coaching talent.
That's that's an underrated thing about head coaches. It's not just can you be a good head coach, is can you be a good executive and hire the right assistants?
He's also, it seems like he has Jerry's ear, because we didn't see him trying to hire a Mike Zimmer type or a Rex Ryan type, a retread. They were looking for somebody younger, maybe hasn't had their shot yet, a good coach, and that's what they did. They found Christian Parker. So, and if anybody knows the defense, I'm assuming it would be the Eagles offense. I'm assuming the defensive backs coach has a pretty good idea what the hell's going on over there.
Probably.
Yeah, so fuck the Eagles.
Well, that's
Have
something
I
I
said
want
that
to
lately?
not today on microphone.
Okay,
So,
I mean it.
but it's interesting you bring the Eagles up because because they're not playing, but B, they still don't have an offensive coordinator. Like,
I'm surprised at how tough it has been for them to find a coach.
are you? Because from what I can tell, and this is just outside looking in, it seems like their coaching staff is really hard to work with. And you have to be the right personality to be able to deal with that and get along with that. I mean, I haven't seen how many interviews that they've had, but how much of it is it? Cicero, not Cicerelli, but yeah, the coach for the Eagles. How much of it is him?
Oh,
How much
Sirianni.
Sirianni? Thank you.
Yeah.
How much of it is him? How much of it is Hurts? How,
I think it's a combination of the two things. Any head coach that needs a babysitter to keep him out of trouble, that just blows my mind. Like, we've always had coaches that all of them, even the bad ones, were just like presidential figures. They presided over their team.
hmm
This guy seems like he's just like down here in the mud with the players, you know, trying to be a player's like too much of a player's coach, I guess. Like I don't know. I just grow up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's almost like they won the Super Bowl in spite of him.
It could be.
But and because the offensive coordinators that have been floating around out there that have been being hired, I'm sure they interviewed with Philly because that's a high profile job. They didn't take it. I,
Ha.
I'm sure you find humor in that.
I do. I don't like Sirianni anyways, and I don't like the Eagles, so it's a double whammy.
But the team that I'm not surprised hasn't found a head coach for various reasons is the Cleveland Browns. If someone said, BJ, we will give you $5 million, but you have to coach this team for 5 years, we'll give you $5 million a year, would you take it?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Would you write the 5-page essay as to why you should be the Browns head coach that they're making people do?
Because nobody better wants the job. I'll write one word on each page if they want. That was actually accidentally 5 words too. So one word on each page,
There you go.
and that's my 5 word. I mean, like, who the fuck do you think you are?
I don't know.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
When I saw that, I'm like, this is not high school.
The Cardinals is a better coaching job than the Browns. Las Vegas is a better coaching job. Like, there's so many better destinations with shitty teams.
Yes.
I'd rather coach the Jets than the Browns.
At least you're living in New York and not
Yeah,
Ohio.
exactly. Exactly. I get to go to the city if I want. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. International airport right up the road. I can, like, haul ass across the ocean if I want to.
And you're not living in Ohio.
And I'm not living in Ohio. Fuck. I just in Ohio. Do they go outside and like use their leaf blowers to get the rust off their cars every day, or what?
Yes.
I wondered.
It's this my my mother-in-law's been telling me that yeah, it's been nasty up there.
Oh yeah, my family in upstate New York is buried.
Yeah.
My family in Tennessee's buried.
Yeah. And my wife, God bless her soul, on Monday, she was like, "Hey, it's going to be really bad in Columbus, but the snow's going to stop. We should drive up there."
No, no. Does she know anything that's happening in between here in Columbus?
I was like, we're not going to make it."
One of my brothers is on a mountain with no power,
Yeah.
and thankfully he has a fireplace, so they're warm at least. Um, another brother, it took him from 8 o'clock till 1 o'clock this afternoon to get his truck started to go to work.
I believe it.
His diesel turned to gel
Yeah.
in single-digit temperatures. He had to put a propane heater on his truck, on the outside of his truck to get it to work, and then put some anti-gel in it or whatever the hell. Sister hasn't been to work in 2 days. Another sister just had her pipes bust. Like, I don't think you want to be driving to Ohio.
No. My mother-in-law was like, "No, do not come. I love you guys. Do not come."
Yeah, everything between here and there is kind of fucked.
Yeah. It was like, because even if it's not snowing in Georgia and Tennessee, it's raining, cold rain on the road. No,
On the
bad.
road.
Hard pass.
Yeah, the whole thing with me traveling in times like this unless it's absolutely necessary. Like, what happens if something's wrong with your car and now you're on the side of the road?
Yeah.
Freezing.
Yeah.
And that car gets cold quick. Real quick. That glass is not very well insulated.
And by the way, like you're freezing on the side of the road with the kids in the back.
Yeah.
Like, no,
So, not smart.
no, hard pass.
And I don't know if you've ever tried to like work tools when your hands are like that, but changing a tire in 10-degree weather, your fingers don't work.
No, whether you have gloves on or not, it just does not
Doesn't
work.
matter. They don't work. And then you got to take them off and grab metal. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, no, thank you. So I wanted to ask your opinion on something. Not driving in the storm of the year because that's just stupid. Um, so going into the game last week, all the pundits, all the talking heads were like, if Matthew Stafford wins the Super Bowl this year, he's a top 15 quarterback of all time.
Probably.
And it got me thinking, okay, I could see that, but can you list the 14 that are better?
Aikman, Marino, Kelly, Montana, Steve Young.
Okay.
Do you think Steve Young was better, maybe?
That's I'll put that one
That's
to the side.
debatable. All right.
That's debatable.
Bradshaw?
That's debatable.
I don't know. Check his hand.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to check hands, how about the guy you forgot? Brady.
Brady, Elway, um,
Manning, Peyton.
Yep. Eli's got 2 rings. Like, Eli's one of the most clutch quarterbacks in the NFL history, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Throw Eli up there. People don't like it, but tough tits, tater chips. There's probably some classics that we're leaving out.
Okay.
Like Johnny Unitas was one of the reasons that we are where we are.
Yes. What about Mahomes? You include him in that list?
Oh yeah, Pat's probably in there. I would
Okay.
say Pat's in there for sure. Rodgers?
That's okay.
It's
If you
tough.
it's this is where it gets fun.
Numbers wise, he's almost got enough to be in there with 1 Super Bowl.
Well, okay. I give you a choice. You can have either Rodgers or Favre.
That's a personal thing. I'll just take Favre. Post career, I can't vouch for Brett Favre, but during his football career, like he was one of the most fun people to watch
Oh yeah.
on a week in and week out basis.
Yes. No, I mean, not only was he supremely talented, you're right, he was just fun to watch. He would have fun with his team. He would have fun with the other team.
And he would, I mean, there was like 5 or 6 balls a game that nobody else in the NFL would even try to throw that ball.
No.
And you're like, holy shit.
And most of the time it went to his receivers.
Yeah, well, no, actually, it's about 50-50. Doesn't he have as many touchdowns as he does interceptions? Or
It's close.
No, it's something. He has the most interceptions. That's
Yes.
what it was. So it's actually probably like a 2-to-1 ratio, 2.5-to-1 ratio or something.
Okay. Are we putting Warren
I'll take
Moon?
those numbers.
Are we putting Warren Moon in this conversation?
Boy, I mean, he's got the numbers. Two Super Bowls and Stafford's numbers, though. I mean, he's going to knock somebody out, and unfortunately, it's going to be one of the older guys.
It would be someone like Moon, who doesn't have any.
Yeah,
It'd be someone
Bradshaw's
like
tough because of the rings.
yeah, but like Marino doesn't have any.
Yeah, I know, but shit.
I,
I mean, he was the benchmark until Peyton and Brady came along.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Wait, I mean, okay, so you would take Dan Marino over Matthew Stafford?
When his Dan Marino had Megatron? When his Dan Marino had Devontae Adams? when his Dan Marino had Golden Tate. Like Clayton and Duper were cool, but how long did that last?
Uh, I think 8, 9 years.
And then what though? And those guys. And by the way, I hate doing this to people, but I really feel it. Clayton and Duper were a product of Dan Marino. Clayton and Duper with uh, Dave Craig don't exist.
Fair.
Somebody had to catch some fucking rockets.
Yeah.
Just have to be Clayton. Just have to be Clayton and Duper out there. So, what happens if swap the Bills receivers? Give him Andre Reed and James Lofton.
I think he wins the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. So like, it was a thing of circumstance, and we can probably do that with a lot of players. Dan Marino's just the most glaring example. And name any of his running backs.
Mark Higgs, Sammy Smith.
Hmm? Sammy Smith. Uh, uh, wasn't Kirby?
Terry Kirby.
Terry Kirby, Bernie Parmalee.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of those guys.
I think before Stafford came along, I think Marino had the most 4,000 or 3,500 passing yards with no 1,000-yard running back.
Yeah, and then a guy like Marino with his arm and the chances that he takes because of his talent with Megatron.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I like I said, I'm not a fan of doing that with players and but what if, but man, Dan Marino's a glaring example of like, geez, he was like 2 pieces away. Just right there on the edge.
And how much of that is on the GM?
Well, yeah, I mean for sure, especially pre salary cap.
Yeah. Well, and I was going to say, I think Marino blew out his Achilles 2 years before the salary cap went into effect.
Oh, I thought it was after that. I thought it was later in his career when he did that.
No, because he blew out his Achilles in '93.
I didn't think it was that early.
Yeah. So here I'm going through and this is just passing yards. Okay. So this is not a ranking of quarterbacks, but this is just passing yards. Brady. Did you say Breeze in your?
No, that's a mistake.
Peyton, Favre, Rodgers, Stafford, Big Ben. So
I don't know about that one.
I would take Big Ben before I took Stafford.
Damn.
Well, tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, I could see that, I guess. You better have a pretty solid lawyer, though. a team lawyer or something.
So, well, the next one on the passing yards list, you need a different kind of legal help. Phillip Rivers.
Shit.
Hey, the headline I saw the other day where Phillip Rivers finally pulled out.
I couldn't imagine having to drive the short bus everywhere. Fuck. And like, imagine leaving the house with 10, how many? 10 kids?
It's got more than that.
So whatever he's got, who gives a shit? Anything over 10, I don't give a shit. It's 10. Because 10's a terrible number. So, you're leaving the house and you got to tell 9 other kids no. Say you're taking little Joey with you and you got to tell the other 9 kids no. It's bad enough telling one kid no, they can't, they got to stay home. And like, no, all of you, stop, shut up, get the fuck out of here, go lay down, go find a game. I don't care what you do, just go, you're not going. Jesus.
Okay, you're right. He has 10 children, 3 sons, and 7 daughters.
Oh my God, I hope he has guns. You know how much more likely he is to shoot a man over your average person with 1 daughter?
Yeah.
have to shoot
It,
one of their
it
boyfriends.
it's exponential with the
Yes,
more
you're going to.
daughters you have.
Yeah, one of these boys is going to have to get shot. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Okay. So the next on the list, I would definitely take Stafford over Matt Ryan.
Fuck no.
You take Matt Ryan over Stafford?
Fuck no.
That's what I mean. I'm taking Stafford over Ryan.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were
Um,
asking me. Sorry.
so number 10 on passing yards is Dan Marino, and we've just talked about him. Next is Eli, and then Elway. Number 13 is Warren Moon.
Yeah, he's out there slinging it for years. And you got to remember, they didn't even count the CFL yardage.
No. The thing with Moon, and it's not his fault that his coaches they they gave Moon a lot of yards and let him cook, but they didn't have a counterbalance and have a running game at all.
No. Hold on one second. I'm looking something up.
Okay.
He had 21,000 yards in the CFL.
Okay, so if you add 21,000 to what he had, he is number 5 in all time passing yards. Doing quick math.
Pretty solid.
It,
Pretty solid.
and here's the thing. Here's where I think the argument where if Matthew Stafford wins the Super Bowl, he's number 15 all time. I think he's 15 all time just in general. Okay, because we've listed 13 the 13 top passing yards. Obviously, Montana's not in there, Bradshaw's not in there, Aikman's not even in there, but we've also said that Stafford is better than a few of these. From 13, it drops. Number 14 in passing yards is Joe Flacco. Then Fran Tarkenton, Russell Wilson, Carson Palmer, Vinny Testaverde, Kirk Cousins, Drew Bledsoe. I mean, there's a case to be made that Matthew Stafford is a top 15 quarterback today without anything else in his career. If he retired today, he'd be a top 15 quarterback.
Yeah, I'm cool with Stafford being on that list.
Yeah. So something else that happened this past week, there's been a lot of coaching changes. Um, Mike McCarthy went to Pittsburgh. I know you've got experience with Mike McCarthy. It's a lateral move. Um,
Probably.
the Bills fired Sean McDermott to hire Joe Brady.
Mm.
Like, why?
I was pretty stunned by that. I wonder why Dayball didn't shoot for that.
He's the OC in Tennessee.
Hmm.
Like, to your point, like, why didn't he? Because to me, that's a sure thing. Hey, if you want the position, it's yours. And sooner or later, they're going to realize that the window for Josh Allen has closed. Here, this is something I looked up today because I was curious about it. Here are the quarterbacks who won their first Super Bowl after turning 30. Okay, so this isn't like Brady, won because he won before him. The 5 quarterbacks who have won their first Super Bowl after turning 30: Drew Brees, Steve Young, Matthew Stafford, John Elway, Peyton Manning.
So it's doable.
It's doable,
Yeah.
but do you think Josh Allen's in that list?
Could be. I think Dak still got a pretty good shot, depending on what they do. So, I mean, you got to remember, quarterback 30, just like everything else, is not as old as it used to be.
Fair.
They don't get hit like they used to,
No.
which means they don't get injured like they used to.
but they're also starting before they used to. It used to be you draft a guy and he would sit for a year or two. Now these guys are playing week 8 of their rookie season.
Yeah, but we're only talking about 1 year. I think we're talking about quarterbacks gaining 3 or 4 years due to rule changes, training, and things of that nature.
Okay.
So I think they're still up a couple of years. I think a 30-year-old is probably actually only 28, 27 in
Okay.
quarterback years. That's just an opinion. But there's definitely a difference. I mean, we watched what happened to the quarterbacks that we grew up with. They got their ass kicked on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
That shit doesn't happen anymore.
I mean, the only quarterback who really didn't get pummeled when we were growing up was Dan Marino. To go back to
That's
earlier
'cause he
conversation.
just throw that in 2.5 seconds, whether he's open or not. So, somebody's getting hit with this fucking rocket.
But like Elway was beat the hell up. Montana had to retire early because his back was broken.
I'm pretty sure you can look this up, but I think between Aikman and Steve Young, there's 17 concussions
That's it.
that known of. Bad
Okay.
to put him out for games.
Yeah. And that's the key thing. Not to put them out of games in the 90s.
Yeah.
Because if Aikman and Young took those hits today, they wouldn't have a career.
Yeah. Favre got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
He'd like to hold on that ball a little bit, see if he gets somebody open.
And again, for the most part, he did.
Yeah. But he got his ass kicked.
Yeah. So, well, that's pretty much all I have for this week. I'm trying not to do a Super Bowl preview this week because
Yeah.
we need something next week. And we talked about the Pro Bowl, which is stupid. But I'm hoping it's a good game. We'll break it down next week. It should be fun.
I think the Seahawks are going to tear their fucking face off. I
Hope
bet
so.
the Seahawks will cover whatever it is.
I think it's a 4.5 point spread right now.
Yeah, I'd bet that.
Yeah, let me just for poops and giggles. Yep, still 4.5. But that's going to change by this time next week. So, but ladies and gentlemen, this has been Sandlot Sports.